That's how it be. Hello, everyone. Zach, would you like to introduce what's going on?
Oh, hello. I didn't know we were live.
We are, in
I
fact,
am going.
live. Yes. Very
We'll
exciting.
do it live. We'll do it live.
Indeed, we
I would
will.
also like to. um. I am going to be playing RE2 remake. Leon, second on normal. But I also would like to point out that I don't know if you know, Friday the donations are still at zero, and I would definitely
No, I know that's
love.
still at zero. The thing is I'm just trying to make sure that all the spreadsheet stuff is set up. I think it's more important for us to get going with this than it is for me to just sit here and fiddle around for a while. So,
Yeah, that's true. Fair. Also, the donation incentives are going to be I do a run of the Fourth Survivor when I am done with the run. I would definitely lower the donations for that by quite a
uh,
bit, since this isn't only an the playthrough is only an hour. But yes, you also another donation incentive would be I fight Super Tyrant with nothing but the knife,
um,
which should be
so
funny.
Zach, how much
Hmm.
are we putting Force Survivor on for?
I would probably do 50. I think 50 is very reasonable for Fourth Survivor. For Mr. X, I would probably make it 25, and then and the third donation incentive is going to be, I kill G5 with any infinite or super weapon of donator's choice. The choices will be the infinite rocket launcher, the infinite um, minigun, or the infinite machine gun. It is donator's choice, and I think that should be about $15, in my opinion. Again, we
Uh,
don't want the donation incentives to be too high. This is a fairly short one.
Sounds good. So sorry, the infinite weapons, how much is that?
Oh, 10. I would do 10 or
10.
15 for that.
We'll do 10. Sorry, someone decided to make these donations structured like the overarching goals rather than
Hi,
the
Ben.
text only notifications. So
Overarching goals should be, I would say, kill G5, not kill
no,
G5.
no. Zach,
Miss.
overarching goals for the event are things like if we make it to $5,000.
Oh, I get what you
So
mean.
this was like
Okay.
if we make it to $10 donated, Zach will, which I think we passed that a while ago.
All right. I think we're ready to start. So, Leon second on standard.
Alrighty.
This is my favorite campaign in the game.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Claire fans, I prefer Leon's campaign. We are wearing the noir outfit, so we
Nice.
get very snazzy looking Leon.
So the Mr. X is 20, 15. What was it again?
I would do Mr. X for 25.
25. Sounds good. Okay, these
And
should be
I
fixed
love
now.
when Alec pitched the idea for fighting Mr. X only with the knife. His original intent was a standard encounter with Mr. X, you fight him with the knife, and I told him, yeah, that's kind of impossible.
I'm sorry, but did you know, fun fact, that you can't do that?
Yeah, you can't.
Hey, if you could fight Salazar with a knife, anything is possible.
Sorry, my audio source being Streamlabs, which is where I get audio, was being a little weird, so I just had to reboot it.
Hmm.
It only
Also,
affects me so I can hear it's so I can hear the game audio for my laptop.
also,
There
Zach,
we
at
go.
some point you have to help me with this game because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Okay.
Alright, so Ben,
Which
the
I can.
first step is you gotta get good.
Yes, that is the first step. Oh god. All right. Hey, look, I didn't get dogpiled. I'll take it. Um,
What do you mean? There's no
so
dogs in this area.
true. So for those of you who are wondering, what am I doing on the stairs? It is a trick called stair skating. Essentially, how this game works when it comes to stairs is upon the initial start of the animation of climbing or going down the stairs, you go at full speed, but then it'll transition into the either stair climbing or descending animation, which is slower than the run speed. And essentially, by pressing the aim button, you're just restarting the animation. Stair skating has actually been a thing in Resident Evil speedrunning. It is in Remake, but is done in a very different way. You just mash the run button, and it looks very funny.
That is kind of great.
Alright, we are going to make it... We made a small detour earlier. We got the weapons key card, so we can get the shotgun.
We love
It'll be
weapons
very
key
helpful in
cards.
disposing of bothersome zombies. Or flies, if you're a Metal Gear fan. We're going to put away the Matilda. No, we do not want to put away the wooden boards. That was a mistake.
What do you use the wooden
That
boards for? Is there bits where you just don't want to backtrack and get caught off guard?
It will come up very shortly. We're only going to use one wooden board throughout this run.
Alrighty. Because usually I think
backward-
of stuff like that as a waste of time in a speedrun, you know? You generally don't want to block things from happening.
No, yeah, I understand what you mean. We also did put away a grenade. We will use that later. We will use that in RPD2, so we'll get that out later.
RPD2 is not in fact the sequel to RPD, but it's just RPD the second time.
Correct.
Not to be confused with Resident Evil 2, which is in fact the sequel to Resident Evil, rather than Resident
Which
Evil
we
the
are
second
playing
time.
right now.
Well, no, we're playing Resident Evil 2 Remake, which is Resident Evil 2 a second time.
True.
Oh, wait. Does this mean that the events happen twice?
Yeah, well, it's like in
Maybe.
Doom, right? In Doom 1, the demons invade Mars, and then in Doom 2, the demons invade Mars, and then in Doom 64, the demons invade Mars, and then
Wow,
in Doom
he went
2016,
for
the
it.
demons invade Mars.
You'd think they'd stop doing that after it worked so well for them before.
Yeah,
Okay.
you would think that, but
We're alright. Yeah, we're fine. Turning that corner made me safe.
yeah.
That was just
Well,
bad luck.
Since I don't know the last time that it happened, I'm just going to briefly remind everyone what is going on here other than Zach playing a video game, which is we are
Poorly.
raising money for a charity organization called Save the Children, which is a multinational organization that has different... I don't know if they're officially branches, but they operate all around the world. What they do is they attempt to focus on providing aid to children and youths, both in areas of crisis as well as in terms of broader life and sustainability. They currently have ongoing programs in crisis areas such as Yemen.
Okay.
They have operations in Gaza as well as Ukraine. So, if you can think of a part of the world that's struggling with food insecurity or some kind of conflict, Save the Children is working there to try and make sure things are better for them kids. In addition to that, they also work in countries like North America, which, in spite of not having especially major ongoing conflicts, still have many social issues that poor and disadvantaged families face, and Save the Children works to try and help them with both material resources as well as educational resources. We believe that this organization is great. We really support everything they do. We've raised $3,700 for them already so far, and we're hoping to raise more. So if this is something that you think is good and you like it, and you'd like to put some money towards it, we would greatly appreciate that. I believe the children will as well.
So a few things were happening during that. First of all, whenever I left the weapons locker storage room, what was supposed to happen was getting grabbed. I was supposed to get grabbed and use that knife. But the zombies decided to be extra special today and not do that. I've never had that happen, but we did end up getting rid of the knife because that was intended, and it has low durability. Well, not low durability. Its durability isn't the greatest, and I do want a knife that we will be getting pretty soon for G1 to have a decent amount of durability. But, yeah. But also, going into the STAR's office, I did want to pick up a safety first aid spray, because I was on caution. Alright. Ignore that sound of a liquor. In second campaign, he doesn't spawn, and that's just a stock sound effect, so... Normally he would just drop from the floor right about now, but in the second campaign they figured, yeah, you got Mr. X chasing you right now, you don't need that. Alright, so all we're really doing is just getting the medallions.
This is already probably farther than I got in my game.
There we go. This
I'll
is the
admit,
knife we were meant to
this
get.
game scares me.
Sorry, she was a little too drunk on the premises. I had to subdue her. Alright. We're gonna not aggro him. We'll aggro him later, but having him aggroed now is not very good for our return. Alright. We have everything we need, so we just need to... Wait, yes. No. There we go. Alright, that is RPD1 finished. And our boys, Marvin and his little friend over there, have decided to cooperate with us today. Sometimes they like to hang around the statue, and it can be a little problematic, but they decided to be good boys and just be over there. Very happy for them. Alright. So, Ben, I have a question for you.
Yeah?
Have you ever seen the quick kill of G1?
No. No, I
Oh,
have
this is
not.
going to be funny. You're in for a treat. This is going to be great. So,
Zach, you continue to amaze and impress with your
thanks.
skills at these games.
Well, Resident Evil 2 Remake is my favorite Resident Evil. That doesn't mean I dislike 4. I know they're a big. I know 4 is always the fan favorite. Don't worry, it's not far. It's not far behind. All right. All right, buddy.
I remember
Oh, I
doing
didn't
this.
turn enough.
So,
It's fine.
context for the viewers who probably don't have this awareness. Zach and I, at one point in time, shortly after I played RE2 for the first time, were considering doing a race of it for an event.
There we go.
And I didn't get that far in my practice for a number of reasons, but I did end up getting this far, and so I did learn the miraculous ways of the silly speed kill on a G1.
That
That is
technically was
absurd.
I screwed up my movement on initially, so he wasn't supposed to hit me like that, but I mean, hey, it worked out. I still managed to get the kill. We
Oh yeah,
take
Zach,
those.
had you explained why the knife is the way it is?
Oh, the knife. So, well, I don't have it anymore to really demonstrate because I put it away, but
Well, you can
you'll
just
see it again in G2.
well, no.
But
Do you want to explain why it works the
no,
way
yeah,
it
I will,
does?
but you'll see it again in G2.
Yeah,
So the way the knife deals damage in this game is
silly.
it is very silly. Oh, we need that. There we go. It is very, very silly. It's DPS. Notice my words. DPS, not damage, is frame rate dependent. So whenever you slash somebody, it will basically do. I guess you could say it's like a multi-hit. And the amount of multi-hits you get in a single slash is dependent on the frame rate.
It's
Now, this doesn't mean frame rates, higher frame rates completely break the knife. They kind of don't. I mean, granted, it increases their DPS by a lot, but what it also does is makes it shreds the durability of the knife. So the higher your frame rate, sure, you're doing more damage per slice, but you're also using up more durability per slice.
so the way that it works, that's a little bit more technically accurate, is the way the knife works is it deals damage based on the number of frames that its hitbox intersects with an enemy's.
Yes.
And so
Okay.
every single frame is a damage tick, or every couple of frames is a damage tick. And what ends up happening is literally you are just hitting more times in a shorter window if you have a higher frame rate, which is why it also shreds durability, because it's the exact same thing as if the knife was to, let's say, hit once per swing, if you swung 5 times, as it would be to be hitting 5 times per swing and swinging once, in terms of how the game's concerned. So,
So there are
yeah.
a few things to mention with that, but I gotta apologize to dog lovers around the world real quick.
And you said you were getting dogpiled earlier.
So the speedrunning community for Resident Evil 2 has a rule that you must cap your frame rate. If you're playing on PC, you must cap your frame rate at 120. For that reason, because they don't want it basically to be literally pay to win. I mean, that's literally what could happen. You could just get the best graphics card around and you'd be like, wow, look how easily I'm hitting 120. I mean, I'm hitting frame rates higher than 120. Yeah. But
Although
they
it's
do
saying that
that. What
I
time?
would love to see higher than 120, just how fast that would be.
That would be crazy. But it is also worth noting that the current gen update of Resident Evil 2 for Series X and PS5 does allow you to unlock the frame rate while keeping the resolution at a full 4K. I have many problems with that because it essentially means the frame rate likes to hover between 80 and 100. I mean, granted, hey, more damage on the knife than say a lock 60, but maybe the game hitting 120 would be nice. Also, funny thing about this game, enemies tend to be very camera shy. Lickers have this problem, dogs, not problem, but exploit. As you could see, the dog was like, oh god, camera's on me, I better hide. Lickers have this, but it's less consistent. It is way more consistent with doggos.
Tommy
Hey,
said,
remember that?
oh
Oh, what did
wow,
Tommy
I'm
say?
running at over 1,000 frame rate and one-shotting everything, wow.
That grenade we picked up earlier? Here's its surprise tool. Oh, that was not a very good, throw.
Think fast, chuckle nuts.
And Elliot was in a very not so nice spot, so there was not much I could do.
Yeah. Zach, if people are loving the Resident Evil and they don't want it to stop, is there any way that they could potentially, make more happen?
If they donate, I believe it was $50, you could have me do a Fourth Survivor run with Hunt.
Yeah. So, if you want to see more Resident Evil after this is done, you got not plenty of time, but a little bit of time to make that happen.
To pay up.
Pay up.
Well,
Yes, Ben,
maybe
to put
say.
it
Also,
bluntly.
if you donate $50, we hit the donation incentive for IKG to do the chicanery rant from the hit television series Breaking Bad, and by that I mean
Better
Breaking
call
Bad.
Saul, you uncultured spine hot.
No, it's Breaking Bad. It's Breaking Bad 2, the sequel. Breaking Bad 2, the
Yes.
prequel. Breaking
If you're
Bad
Breaking
3,
Bad,
the
you better call
squeakquel.
Saul.
Oh.
I told you that I finished it recently, right, man?
What, Alvin and the Chipmunks?
No, Better Call Saul.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I
What'd you
finished it.
think?
Soul gone. Soul gone. My friend absolutely adores the fact that the final episode of the series is just called Soul Gone. I liked it. I don't want to get into spoilers here because that feels mean to people that haven't watched it. This is a hot take, but I think the show is good. That was the whole thing. No, honestly, I think my favorite part about the show was the cinematography and like shot framing and all of that and shot composition. My partner occasionally watches like some K-drama series just because she finds it to be relatively easily consumable media and she wants something to throw on in the background. And one of the things I've noticed about that show, a lot of those shows, is that they have
X gonna give it to you.
They have genuinely horrible lighting and scene composition for the most part. Like the cinematography is super flat and uninspired. And so
Say hello
every
to Mr.
time
X.
I see her watching it, I'm like, damn, this shit sucks ass. And then I watch an episode of Better Call Saul and I'm like, this is the prettiest fucking piece of television I've ever seen in my entire life and I'm going to cry. And that's not even because like the characters are anything. It's literally just because it's visually gorgeous as a show.
I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you boys stay over there. Have fun conjugating.
Emilu's asking
We're gonna-
since when is Better Call Saul being good a hot take? Since I thought it would be funny to say so.
All right.
So why are you
One of
walking,
the
Zach?
biggest,
Why do you...
one of liquors. They are only. You've heard of T-Rex's sight being based off movement. Their sight is based off sound.
Which, I guess, in part would be based on movement.
Yes.
And is it whenever you run in the same room as them? Or do they listen between rooms as well?
Same room.
Okay.
Oh, okay, buddy.
My
All
guy.
right. I might have to do a backup because Mr. X is approaching.
Yeah. I think you started running slightly too early. Think fast, Chuckle Nuts. Hey, speaking of thinking fast, Chuckle Nuts, we've got a TF2 coming up soon, which is going to be real fun. We're playing man versus machine. And we're the
That
man,
worked out.
the game's the machine.
Now, the original thing I was supposed to do was leave the room and walk a little bit. After that, Mr. X would go through the door. I'd flashbang him and just run.
Think fast, Chuckle Nuts.
But hey, I mean that's a little safer because the liquor was literally right there, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. So, yeah. So, I just waited for Mr. X to go in there. I flashbanged him. The door was open, so it also affected the liquors and just made a break for it.
Yeah.
I would, if the liquors got me a little bit, whatever. That's what the point of the herb was. But Mr. X being stunned made that a little bit more bearable.
Oh. Sorry, Emilu just said man versus machine. I thought they fixed the bot problem. That's good. That's a good one. Oh
That's
yeah,
what they wanted you to think.
Zach, do you want to explain how headshots work in this game? Because I think it's an interesting little tidbit.
Sure. Well, I guess I would have to talk about how dealing damage to zombies works in general first.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Zombies have a set amount of damage, and it does vary depending on difficulty and your adaptive difficulty because, well, that's a can of worms that we'll get into later. But dealing damage to them is it doesn't matter where you do damage to them, no matter where you hit them, it does the same amount. So headshots don't do more damage. However, however, you can have different kinds of reactions to. Wait a minute. Oh, I forgot to do something. You can have different interactions with the zombies depending on where you hit them. For instance, you can stun them by hitting them in the head so you can run away. You could also do this by hitting them in the kneecaps. But the hardcore strat for stunning enemies is hitting them in the kneecaps, while the standard is hitting them in the head, because, well, on hardcore they're less likely to stagger. But I will explain in a second. I just real quickly would like to. Hello. Yeah, I'll accept that.
Well, I mean, you're gonna. Because you don't got no choice.
It's fine. Anyways, while we run from Mr. X, I can explain it. You can damage limbs to the point where they fall off. And this is a very good way to incapacitate certain zombies that you don't want to deal with without usually expending too much ammo. But zombies do have a fixed amount of health, and if their health is depleted, they will just straight up die. Zombies also have a tendency to play dead, so sometimes you have to look for little subtle animations of them falling over to figure out, oh, was that just a playing dead animation, or was that they're dead animation? And once you play this game enough, you'll be able to tell the difference pretty easily. All right, where's Elliot? No, he's in a good spot.
Nice.
Um,
And just a brief little thing to note that you did a second ago.
I was not sure if he was going to get up in time.
You went to the floor and were like, hey, what if I just fell through here instead of actually trying to, climb down? Because if I could just immediately fall down, even if I'm stunned for a sec. That's way faster than climbing a ladder or running all the way over there.
Yep, that was also that. I didn't explain that, and apologies, but
No, no, no. I
you
think it's
can.
just I
Oh,
think it's
where
just
did
a
the
fun
dog
little
go?
thing.
Doggo decided to be over here. Okay. We are going to be in a room with doggos.
Wahoo!
So,
Me when the puppers are a
that's
little.
troublesome. Okay. Hopefully they're camera shy today. They are very camera shy today.
That's a really interesting thing. I wonder why they programmed it like that.
That I probably for tension reasons, but anyways, we'll have plenty of time. I'll explain zombies in just a second. I just got to get through one thing first.
Yeah.
This is a very cool strat though.
I
We'll
gotta
have
say,
plenty of time for explaining in just a second because we got a lot of walking ahead of us pretty soon.
the way this game asks you to do certain things, like, rotating objects to find puzzle solutions and all of that, I just love. It's got so much texture to it, The fact that you're supposed to care about the way that the items in the world actually are, rather than just like, oh, this is a key, it opens a door.
All right, cool strat coming up.
Wee woo, wee woo. Oh, that is a cool strat.
And he stunned Mr. X too.
God damn, I didn't know you could do that. That's sick as hell.
Yep. All right. Now we have plenty of time for talking.
Alrighty.
All right. So yes, you can damage limbs enough to where they will die. Watching a zombie go around with no arms can be pretty funny. They can't grab you, but they can still bite you. But you kind of have to. That's kind of earned. Like you kind of deserve that. And also taking off a leg of a zombie, they literally just crawl around, makes them a lot harder to hit you or try and grab you, unless you're Elliot and you're just
Is that the intel you
a
needed?
Superboy.
Unfortunately, no. Ben didn't come through.
Ben, why didn't you
Well,
come
what
through?
exactly are you looking for?
What happened?
Info on the people responsible
If only you were more reliable.
I was busy.
I couldn't resist.
Going to that gun shop looks like
So, speaking of being busy.
So back to headshots.
Yes.
Headshots, the weapons, so headshots can either stagger, but there is a chance that they will do a critical and blow the head off. One interesting thing to note about aiming is that the reticle is wide, but standing still, it will kind of bring it in to make it more accurate. This is a pretty neat mechanic to just do the whole thing of, hey, remember the classic games where you had to stand still to aim?
Yeah. Which I really like the ways that this game adapts and brings forward a lot of the mechanics and language of classic Resident Evil.
Yes, that is why it's my favorite.
Yeah, I would agree as well. It was really funny. So I played a little bit of RE1 Remake, and then I played the demo for 2 Remake, like the time limit thing. And like the moment that I started playing the RE2 demo, I was like, oh my god, this is the exact same game as RE1 in terms of like mechanical ideas. It's just, in spite of the fact it's a different perspective and kind of a different genre, it feels like the same.
In different kind of movement.
Yeah, it translated everything so amazing. It's almost like, it feels almost like an adaptation more than a remake, if that makes sense.
Reimagining, I would say.
Come on.
No, but like, you know what I mean by like an adaptation, right? Like they took a thing and they put it in a different medium. They took that top-down survival horror game and they put it in the medium of like the third-person action game. In the same way that if you take a book and then turn it into a movie, there's changes you have to make, but if you make a really good adaptation of a book, the movie feels like it captures that essence and idea behind the book. In the same way that I think this game captures the essence and idea behind RE2.
So regarding the whole reticle thing, what that does when it's closed in, your shots deal slightly more not only they're more accurate, but they deal slightly more damage. And for pistols and magnums, it will increase the chance of a critical headshot.
I didn't know it actually increased damage and crit.
Yeah, it does.
That's really cool.
Well, the crit chance is for pistols is very small. But for magnums, it's like if you get the reticle all the way in, it's like a 95% chance you're getting a crit anyways with a magnum.
Yeah, I love the magnums in this game.
The only bullet-based gun in the game that cannot crit headshot crit is the submachine gun that Claire gets.
Does Leon
Yeah.
hold his gun differently in this outfit?
No. He holds it like this only for this gun.
Okay. I don't think I've ever used that gun.
It's a good gun. I mean, Leon's Matilda, which is his standard gun, which I had in the beginning, and you pretty much only have through the first scenario. Once you get all the attachments for it, it's literally the best handgun in the game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, the attachments are double the ammo capacity for your mag.
You said the virus turned people into monsters, not reptiles.
Muzzle brake, which basically is like, hey, we're gonna make it a little bit more accurate, reduce recoil a bit. I think it might increase fire rate. I don't know about that.
Is there
It's
a
not
burst
bad.
fire on it as well?
Yes, and the pump stock, which gives it a 3-round burst fire.
That's it.
And
But speaking of attachments, I forgot to explain the attachment we got on our shotgun. It does make it take up 2 inventory slots, but what it does do is it decreases the spread so it has more range. It increases the chance of a critical. It increases its damage.
Somebody else's?
I don't think it increases its fire rate, but it does make it so you load 2 shells on a reload instead of 1 per animation.
Oh my god, I didn't
Which is
realize it was
nice.
that good.
No, this attachment turns the shotgun from not bad to really good. You also
Man,
get
no
a
kidding.
second one in the sewer, which we're going to be skipping. That it increases the reload speed, animation speed, and increases fire rate.
it's funny that well, not just that the Matilda is the standard handgun, but that it's portrayed as such a good gun. Because from everything I've ever heard, the actual gun that it's based on is really awful.
It's based on a Beretta or something?
No, VZ, not V. It's a gun.
Oh no, what am I thinking of? No, that's it. It kind of looks like a Makarov.
This is a very stubborn zombie who decided to stagger first shot. Very nice. Usually it's taken 3 shots for him to stagger on like more recent practice runs. He's very stubborn.
Oh, the VP70 apparently.
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Volk's pistol or People's pistol.
Heckler and Koch VP70.
Yeah. It has,
I did not expect her to show up.
from everything I've heard, it has a really mushy trigger.
Ooh. Ooh.
And the sights are basically unusable.
That's really funny.
Don't worry, we're not going to be... We're out of danger with Ada. I don't know why that female zombie came out of nowhere.
But the cool thing about it, though, is that the stock actually has, like, components in it that allow it to be burst fire.
That is very eclectic.
Yeah.
Alright, out of danger. Yay.
Woohoo!
Also, fun fact about this game, Ada and Claire, their running speed when they're in caution is actually the fastest in the game.
Is it faster than when they're in regular?
Yes. Leon doesn't have this luxury. Only Ada, yeah. So the speedrun strat for Claire runs are essentially get into caution and stay like that the whole run.
I'm just writing this down. Women run faster when attacked by
When hurt.
zombies.
Women run faster when they're hurt, yes. There was a point to that, and that point was there was no point. It's funny.
Lamau, comma space, lol. Damn, girl. You on fire.
I am on fire. Oh wait, it's over here. I'm about to be if I don't do this.
By about to be, you mean in a
Fireball.
minute that you're definitely not going to run out?
Oh wow, that was easy. Worst death trap ever.
She's doing.
No, I'd still say Salazar's spike trap is because
Really? Oh yeah, yeah,
you
that's
can
true.
literally disable the first one without before you even step in the room.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, never mind. This isn't that bad. Um, Annette didn't take into account my secret weapon.
Is Annette the wife of Dr. Birkin?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, but the story of this game is a little foggy in my mind. I will say, I do think that playing Leon, then Claire,
Oh
and
my
then
God, Leon.
doing the Leon Claire seconds in that order is like the best way of playing the game.
Leon's main weakness right now is a railing.
Because I feel like Claire's campaign does a really good job of, like, thematically tying everything together, especially her second run,
Yeah, I can see that.
in a way that Leon's doesn't quite. Because Leon kind of just leaves the game being like, oh, what? Who? Why? What?
I like Leon's campaign for gameplay purposes. I prefer his arsenal to Claire's.
I think Claire's Arsenal is a bit weird, which is why I like it. I don't know if I prefer it, but I definitely think it's more like,
Acid rounds are so useless.
yeah, but like, it's kind of fun.
All right, I've had enough. This guy I've had enough of. We're just gonna do that.
Wahoo.
Trying to stun him with the pistol is annoying because of the angles that. So I just did that. I said,
Nice.
screw it. Yeah, we're doing good on shotgun. We're not hurting for shotgun shells.
Yeah. What is your favorite of the three main explorable areas, Zach, between the sewers, RPD, and lab?
Probably just the RPD.
Yeah?
The sewers can be annoying for one main reason, and you're about to see them. These little
Oh,
shits called G.
the rejects.
Oh,
Yeah,
these guys. The goop piles.
I actually did that a little too early, and I'm very happy I didn't get grabbed because I didn't have any grenades.
Me when I'm never punished.
The nest is fine. I mean, IVs can be a little annoying, but I do like the RPD a lot.
RPD is definitely the most classic RE.
Where'd she
Yeah.
go?
But I will say the mansion will always be the best map in the whole game.
Coming in.
No, it won't be, because I can't play it because it is spiders and they scare me.
There aren't spiders that in there. Well,
There's spiders in the game.
yeah, but you don't get to those until later.
Yeah, but I'm uncomfortable, so we should move on to a different subject.
Very true.
I love irrational phobias. They're so fun. They're so fun.
They are very fun.
Yeah, well, I used to have a phobia of ants, but now I don't.
Phobia of what?
Ants.
Ants. That's one I've never heard of.
It's real.
It's usually more generally bugs. Ants as a specific thing is definitely curious.
See, even though his head didn't blow off, that animation pretty much told me, oh, yeah, no, I just depleted his health.
There you go. There's all these little things you build a sense for.
All right. But while G adults can be annoying, they are probably the most exploitable enemy in the whole game. As you
How
could see
so?
from not only from that, but there's another interesting tidbit about them that we will demonstrate very shortly. I will say, I will tease it by saying they have a little bit of Anakin Skywalker syndrome.
Which is becoming evil?
No,
Killing younglings?
their weakness is the high ground.
Ah. Clever.
He shouldn't grab me. Yep. He cooperated.
Zach, would you like to run
Yeah.
through our donation incentives we have for the stream section once again?
Give me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, here's high ground. You shoot them while on the high ground. They just do that. They bury down and will leave you alone. They might pop back up, but it gives you enough time to sneak by them. Um. Oh, okay. I was gonna just make sure he was good, but that works too. Anyways, for $50, you could have me don't. If we reach $50 in general, I will do a run of the fourth survivor. If you donate $25, I will have to. If we reach $25, I will have to fight Super Tyrant only with the knife. And if you donate $10, you can choose how I killed which super weapon I killed G5 with, being being the machine gun, the chain gun, or the rocket launcher.
Oh my god. This is getting worse.
I know he aggroes later, so that's just taking care of him.
Nice. So yeah, if you want another run of Resident Evil, if you're enjoying this and you want us to run another one back real quick, you can spend
Very
$50.
good, very good. That's what we wanted him to do. We just wanted him to dive into the water. So that could not have gone any more perfect. Very happy. But the sad thing is we do have to go back, and that can be very inconsistent with how the G adults decide to place themselves. But generally speaking, the way back is easier.
Yeah.
And that's also why we have spare grenade. Because there is a you can in this game use defensive items like the knife. Oh, forgot about him. The knife. Oh. We'll just. There we go. Also, I love the gore system in this game. So, yes, and for defensive items, generally any will work, but the only one that will give you enough time to run past them after using a defense item on G-Adult is a grenade. If you use a knife or a stun grenade, they will recover from it too quickly, and you can't run past them without getting grabbed again. Grenade is the exception. Also, we got the flamethrower, which is our boss weapon for the evening now. Don't worry, the knife will come up later. Alright.
Just
Almost done with the
brief
sewers, we just
thing.
gotta make our way back. What from it?
How about we talk about where that money will go if you do decide to donate? It's not just going to go to us. It's going to go to Save the Children. We work with Streamlabs Charity in order to make sure that all the money
Buddy,
goes
do something. Come on.
Save the Children, which is an international charity organization working to provide resources
okay.
to youths in their communities all around the world. Both in areas of crisis as well as places that simply just need broader assistance.
Okay.
Sorry.
No.
I'm losing
Run.
focus a little bit because I haven't had breakfast yet.
Oh my god. G-Adults decided to just be really bad today. First one just bugged out on me.
Regardless, we
We're
have
good.
Streamlabs charity link pinned in the chat, I believe, as well as in the stream, under the stream. If you're interested in seeing more about what the organization is and where your money will go, you can check those out. And we think they're a great organization. We're really proud that we've raised as much money as we have so far. And we'd be really happy if you could contribute to that. If you can't contribute to that or don't want to, sharing the stream around, sticking around and just watching, typing in chat, every little bit is genuinely really helpful. It makes the event a lot more fun for everyone involved, both the people playing as well as the people watching. And yeah, so please participate if you've enjoyed, and please consider donating. And if you don't want to or can't, consider other people that might want to, or just stick around for the entertainment.
Yep. Yeah, as Friday was speaking, the return trip decided to go wrong. G-Adults decided to just, I don't know, they were like, we're on stream, so we're just gonna show off a little today. One even bugging out on the likes I've never seen before.
And Zach, I'll have something to tell you as soon as this stream is over.
Oh boy.
And it is big.
Me, when I
Sweet.
really wish I wasn't living through another major historical event right now.
Almost there, Ada.
Oh no, I'm very frightened right now.
It's more weird than it is bad, but we're not going to get into it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'll
moving
tell
on.
you after.
Moving on.
All right, G2. So this is probably my favorite. In terms of speedrunning and doing tricks for him, this is probably my favorite. He's very neat.
I'm
We're
quickly
just
gonna go
gonna get these
MIA for a couple minutes. I should be back and there shouldn't be any major issues. But if you donate within the next couple minutes, I will not see it until I get back.
Okay.
So just
First
be
things
warned, your
first.
donation might take a minute to come through on the stream.
Okay. First things first, we're gonna do a little trick. That. So he pops out, and if you time your grenade right, you can skip this whole section where he'll just, or I don't skip it because reasons. All right, I mistimed it. It's whatever. Backup strat. Stand behind here, and he won't get you. This is supposed to skip this. Oh, it must have damaged him enough then. Alright, we're gonna light him on fire a little bit. And run.
It's still alive?
We're gonna make sure we have our stun grenades primed and ready.
That is
See
insane.
that giant crate over there? We're gonna hit him with it.
Nice.
Wait a bit. Get the knife out. That's not what I meant to do, but you know what? It's fine.
It's the thing that is just really impressive to me is how it feels like people have got this game down to a science.
You know what? No. I don't know if that's gonna screw anything up, so we're just gonna do that. Not a big deal.
Now I got you.
Alright, we're gonna do some safety on fire to make sure this kills him. It killed him. Sweet.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's hope that's the last of them.
I think on grenades we should only need one more. Yeah. So we're gonna rescue Ada. She unfortunately took a bit of an impalement from debris on the thigh, but she's generally fine. It happening in the sewer, it would amaze me if it doesn't get infected, but it is what it is.
Anyway,
She has plot armor, I guess. I'm gonna put a couple things away real quick. Perfect. All right, and that's the sewer. You can actually go back to the RPD from the sewer. There is a neat, there's a little elevator you can take. It'll bring you back to the RPD if you so wish. That trip is called RPD 3, and there are some things that you can only get through your third trip around. We don't need it. Essentially, stuff like that includes the Magnum.
this may be a one-way ride. So be
Stuff like that will be like the Magnum, the
This tram is bound for Nest. Do not
attachments,
exit
more
until
ammo for the
finalized.
flamethrower, which we won't need.
So, if you don't know what you're doing, it's a good idea, but otherwise...
It is a good idea. Yes. So, Nest. This was just called the lab in the original, but they called it the nest. They renamed it to the nest in the remake. I think it's an acronym. I don't entirely recall, but
Well, it's funny because it just
oh,
reminds me of
I oh Ben, I know what you're gonna tell me now. My mom texted it to me.
yeah.
Um,
Um, it's funny because it sounds very similar to what they called it in the live action movie. Pretty sure that this was the Hive.
that makes sense. I do like how the RE4 did reference the movie. That was pretty neat.
The only good one in the series.
Yeah, right. We're a little worse for wear on shotgun shells, but we'll be all right. All right, this guy likes to be weird. So where is he? He's where he should be, and head gone.
See, spot explode.
Attachment for the flamethrower. This will essentially slow the ammo consumption of it. I think it also increases the damage. I could be. It might increase the DPS of it. I don't think it does, but I do know for sure that that attachment halves the ammo consumption for it.
That's pretty good for a flamethrower.
Mm-hmm. All right, so first part of the nest is done. Pretty easy.
Wonder where the G virus is.
As you can see, this is a very interestingly architected lab. Um, yeah, I don't know, especially with this, these feel very much like a potential hazard and safety violations up the ass. But welcome to corporate America, as Ada would like to say.
Well, also, how much money did you spend to make this?
I know, man, and I thought Callisto Protocol safety issues were alarming.
I mean, those are still probably worse because you're not dealing with just spike walls and, like blades that are just out in the open spinning.
True, very true. All right, we're going to be introduced to the Ivies. They are an interesting bunch. They have little yellow sacks. They cannot be killed conventionally. They have little yellow sacks attached to them, and that is pretty much the only way to. Hold on, give me one second. Nope, I screwed that up. Let me do these codes real quick, and then I'll explain them. All right. They have these yellow sacks attached to them, and that is pretty much the only real way you could stun them. Like to get past them. Once you remove all the sacks, they will essentially be docile. They will no longer be moving, but they will revive once they get there. They will regen their yellow sacks back and come back.
So
So how
they're
do you kill them?
uh,
So how do you kill them? Well, uh, the easiest way of doing this is by removing their yellow sacks, but hold on, let me do this puzzle real quick. But they are very weak to fire damage. If you remove the yellow sacks and say give them enough with the flamethrower or a single flame round with Claire, they will die. They will burn and just die. That's the only way you can kill Ivies. Also worth noting, when they grab you, no matter where they grab you from the front or back, normal enemies like the zombies, if they bite you from the back, you can't. If they bite you from the back or from your legs, you cannot use a defense item. If they get you from the front, you can. Ivies, no matter where they get you, you can always use a defense item on them. However, if you don't use a defense item on them, it is an insta-kill.
do they go down your throat or something?
No, they literally eat your head. And this is why we have this knife as a safety.
Well, I can
All right.
also say the Ivy are insanely improved over their original iteration.
They were literally just glorified zombies.
Well, they were just a plant, like the head of a plant with
Yeah.
arms and legs.
Yeah, that was funny. Unfortunately, lickers are about to spawn on us. We are going to be using our friendly stun grenade on them.
Welcome back, Dr. Lee.
Well, on the
You have
return trip.
5 new messages.
Ugh. Who left the freezer?
Right now, we there's a solution. I know you don't know what's happening, but this is essentially a destroy plant antidote. It needs to be frozen for us to use it because it's holding us back from progressing into the nest with a key card. So that's essentially that. The lickers appear to still be spasming out. Don't know why, but I find that very frightening.
They're just waiting for their moment to strike.
Like here. Right, now
Out
we
of
just
my
run.
eyes!
Run, 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 run. Yo. Okay, that was good.
And enemies can't go through doors, I guess, in this game, right?
Zombies can, but that's it. The only enemies that can go through that are not locked to their specific confined room are zombies. And Mr. X.
Although Mr. X has his own quirks of getting stuck and being not able to get into things.
That did the trick.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah. No enemies can go into any safe rooms though. Though Mr. X trying to get into save. Though playing with Mr. X in save rooms are pretty funny.
Where'd she go?
He's like, he just went into that room. I don't know where he went. My object permanence is suddenly gone. Oh, speaking of the devil. Oh god, that was close. Speak of the devil, he just popped in. You heard him, but we're not going to be able to see him. Alright. We just got to get past this one ivy or two. Depending on how they... Oh, he decided to be good today. Alright. Well, that's done with the main portion of the nest. I love Mr. X's sound design. This game has some of the best sound design in any horror game. Mr. X's footsteps are clearly audible. They're intimidating. They give you the information you need. They're amazing. Also, the mods for him are amazing, like Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yes! Oh, that is glorious.
Hopefully the G sample's up.
All right. So, we're gonna do some more running.
That's the
Also,
best
I
part
wonder
of the
if Friday...
game.
Yep. We're just gonna turn the power on here. I am using both the analog sticks for that. Alright, so we are going to put some stuff away like this thing, this thing, this thing. We're going to get our grenade out. Yep. We just cleared some inventory. We'll have another chance to do it later. Have a safety item and heal in case we need it for G3. So the name of the game for G3 is Flamethrower. We're just going to roast them alive.
Just like Grandma used to make.
Yep. We're going to turn him into a nice rotisserie chicken.
All right, now back to Ada.
We are also going to use grenades on him. Alright, it is time. Pause so the camera adjusts. And rotisserie chicken. We are going to be manipulating his AI a little bit in this first portion.
Oh.
Or he's just going to decide to do what he wants. Why?
Yes.
I don't know why he's doing what he wants now.
Because you can't tell him what to
Oh,
do.
now you do that. Okay. You were supposed to do that earlier. Oh. I did that too early. Well, whatever. Oh, he just ignored that. That was a very bad G3 for some reason. He just decided to do what he wanted, but okay.
Been neutralized. Ending.
Oh, whatever, we'll just keep going. You know, maybe it has something to do with the fact that this game, maybe it has something to do with having the PS5 on rest mode, or this game just being on for a little bit longer. I don't know. Maybe it's just screwing with the code.
I'm not sure that's how that works, but
Well, I do know if you kept I do know you could do that with Bloodborne. Like, you could use rest mode and keeping the game on for a long time to screw with like the AI in some cases, like with Vicar Amelia. I think that was patched.
Attention.
I
Self-destruct
could be wrong on that.
initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform.
All right. Well, now we're just escaping.
Attention.
dun 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 dun.
Dun dun dun.
To evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform.
How forgiving is the time limit?
What?
How forgiving is the time limit?
Very. If you're good, very. So, we're getting close to that, to Mr. X. If you want me to fight him with only the knife, you don't have much time left to donate.
Well, I don't know. Maybe someone has donated and we just can't see.
True.
Initiated. 9 minutes until
Alright.
detonation.
So we're going to escape. An interesting thing about this Mr. X boss is that he actually doesn't have a health bar. Essentially what happens is, the more you damage him, the boss fight runs on a timer. Once the timer is up, Ada will throw you down the rocket launcher to kill him. Damaging him will make the timer go faster. It'll take time off the... Oh god. Nope, okay, we're good. Yeah, let's have extra heals. Considering how things went wrong with the grenades, I do think we are only going to fight him with the knife, but we are going to do something, try and do something funny with him.
Is this a fucking joke?
Also, this zombie, fun fact, this zombie has 1 health. Or not. Never mind. He has less health than a normal zombie.
8
He just wanted to participate.
Yeah, he did.
detonation.
Alright.
Zach, I go away for a few minutes and look what you've done. I thought you could be
What?
trusted. I thought I could leave you at home alone, but no, apparently not.
What happened?
Well, it's exploding. Everything's falling
Oh,
apart.
I know what you're talking about. Did we have any donations?
No, there have not been any donations for the duration of the
Are
event
you
so
sh-
far.
Okay. Like, okay.
I can double
So-
check right now, but yep, no, last donation was Emily the Opossum during the Ace Attorney event, or during...
Alright, we're just
Halo.
gonna do this funny thing. Or not.
And you fail.
Welcome to standing up
alright.
school.
Alright, we'll just keep it funny.
I love this
Good
strat. This is just bullying. I love it.
This is very much bullying. We're gonna be here for a bit. We're not gonna be damaging him, so the timer's is gonna go at full. I want to see how long I can keep it up. I might start knifing him to bring it down.
Detonation.
Oh god. Yep, okay. We're good, we're still good. All right, we're almost. That's a portion. That means a portion of the timer's down. That was scripted. We're still going. Things have gone wrong in this event, and I would love for this to be the one that goes right.
Oh,
Yes.
Mr. X, you poor
This is
thing.
so beautiful. I love this.
Tommy,
oh my
please.
God.
Oh, Tommy, click that.
No.
He said, "I've had enough of this. You bullied me for too long."
Stop bullying me. It's
No,
me.
he's had enough. All right. You want to play like that? I'm just gonna knife you.
Okay, wise guy.
This just reminds me of a glitch you can do in the original 3, where you can get, there's a point in the RPD where you can get Nemesis stuck.
He's had enough.
Stop bullying me. It's not nice.
Oh wow, that was lucky. All right, it is bringing the rocket launch.
Where did this thing
Oh, I screwed that up a little bit.
Zach, do you wanna talk about rocket launches in Resident Evil for a little bit? Because there's a history there.
You have arrived.
Why you bully? No, I don't care. That didn't go perfectly, but I don't care. That was just fantastic. All right.
Destination.
All right, I guess we're gonna kill G5 the normal way.
Unless-
Okay, remember what we did to G1?
Knife.
Yep. Although there's the risk of an insta kill with this one though, unlike G1.
Of him killing
risky.
you.
Yeah.
Sorry, you got a problem with death? Is that the best Leon got?
Run. I mean, he does kind of have a problem with death.
Well, I've got
We're
a
just gonna go
problem
until the knife
with
runs
you.
out. Oh, knife ran out. Alright, that we pretty much damaged him enough. If we go through a whole knife on him, he's dead.
Another really funny thing about that rocket launcher in particular,
Wahoo.
that's actually the actual grenade launcher was intended to shoot incendiary rockets.
Oh, yeah.
Since we have enough time, I guess we can listen to this banger song.
Sounds good.
Since we're not doing Force Survivor, unless there is a last minute donation, which is also a reason why I'll stay here for a bit.
Yeah. So, Zach, do you want to explain what Fourth Survivor is, just to maybe entice some people to see if
Sure.
see if they're interested?
It is based off the original, where Hunk would have to essentially do the game in reverse. But instead of doing all the puzzles, everything is already open. So he just has to make his way through all the way through the nest or the lab, through the sewer, and back to the RPD, while just pretty much on a time limit, trying to evade all the enemies with the limited stuff he has, and see if you can make it. Remake 2 sticks to this a little bit, but you don't do the nest. You avoid the nest. Instead, you start the sewer and you take the route that leads you back into the RPD. And the RPD has a lot more obstacles. There's a lot more zombies. There's a lot more obstacles. Mr. X chases you. It gets really crazy, but you're given a good amount to take him on. It can be pretty fun. There was also an Easter egg in the original called the Tofu Survivor, where it was the same thing, but you play as a tofu with a silly voice, and your only weapon was a knife. Remake RE2 Remake has this too, and yeah, you have a whole bunch of knives. It can be really funny. But they also introduced a lot more tofus that have their own different kinds of loadout based off different flavors of tofu.
Oh, that's really amazing. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah. There's like this tofu flavor, I forget what it is, that's like supposed to be super spicy. more spicy, and his loadout is flame-based weapons, like the flamethrower,
Yeah, classic.
flame rounds. Yeah. Um, yeah,
You're right. This
it's
song
pretty
is a
neat.
banger.
It is a banger. Um, yeah, those extra tofus were introduced in the remake, and they're pretty cool. You unlock the fourth survivor by beating the. I think you unlock the fourth survivor either just by beating the game or beating a second scenario. You unlock the tofu survivor by beating the fourth survivor, and the other tofu survivors you unlock by beating the standard tofu survivor, which I've beaten the standard tofu survivor.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty much just either basically the strat with the tofu survivor is he tofu has a good amount of health, by the way.
Aren't you
Um,
slower as well or something?
no,
Okay,
but it is funny.
got it.
Um,
I think it maybe just looks like you're a little slower because you don't have the same animations, and so it feels like you're more plodding in your pace.
um, yeah, basically the strat with the knife tofu survivor is comes down to just do some advanced zombie dodging and know which zombies to get grabbed by to use your knife on, because using a defensive tool it gives you iframes, and for a couple for like a split for like a second or two after the fact the zombies won't aggro on you anymore.
Hmm.
It's pretty good. I would recommend it. I can probably look over after this the other tofus. But they did also introduce things called Ghost Survivors. They weren't there at launch, but they added them as free DLC. They're essentially like they're in the same vein as as the Fourth Survivor,
Mm-hmm.
but they have their own little unique stipulations or enemies.
They also have their own
One
little
and if you
stories, don't they?
Yes, if you beat them all, um, you unlock a little horde mode.
Yay, S plus, good job, wahoo! Yippee! Yippee!
Also, I forgot to mention I did play this game with the classic soundtrack. But
Oh,
yeah, here are
nice.
the extra modes. You got the Fourth Survivor, the Tofus. Oh, I did not mean to do that.
Oh, that looks so good, the menu for this.
Yeah, I did not mean to do that. I forgot. I thought I didn't. So yeah, here are the different ones.
Ah, okay.
This one has I think this one has all super weapons. This is the one that has like the flame-based loadout. This one has pretty much a bunch of grenades, and this one has a Claire's six-shooter from the second scenario and a bunch of herbs.
That's really cool how they, on the menu, have all of their, stuff.
Yeah. The Ghost Survivors are pretty neat. This is the Horde mode. This is fun.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I probably could go through it at some point, but yeah, I think it's not like Doom Eternal. It's like not like Doom Eternals where it's point based. It's more about um I think the enemy count is 100, and I got close.
Hmm. I was
So
actually
yeah,
about to
there's
ask if
that.
it was more like Mercenaries, but you kind of answered that as well.
No, it's not like Mercenaries. Um, yeah, this one is ridiculous. I hate this one, but yeah.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, I think unless someone donates something, that is everything we have planned for this event. I'm not quite sure how we want to handle this time slot. We might start TF2 early. Let me just communicate with Harain quickly. If anyone in chat is also in call with Harain, or if Harain's watching right now, that would be helpful. Um, yeah. I love this game. I've only played it a
I
handful
love
of
this game
times. You've
too.
played it way more than me. I think you love this game more. You have the official game lover
Um,
badge, but
on the PS5 version, I have 79 hours, and the PS4 version, I have 109. So there you go.
there you go. That's much more than mine. I think I've got like less than that. Let's check
Oh, I
actually.
definitely have I definitely
Uh,
have less than that.
Resident Evil
Um,
2 on Steam, I have 17.6 hours on. So yeah, no, much less time.
I can go through some models real quick while
Oh
we're
yeah,
waiting to communicate.
show off the alt skins. That's a good idea.
Yeah, they're pretty neat. Oh yeah, this one's great.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I
Oh.
love going with that because of the hand animations can be really funny.
Oh yeah.
Um, Le- Leon Noir is great. This one actually isn't half bad either. I do like this outfit
So
too.
why does he have an AT4?
Good question. I don't care for Claire's alternate costumes. Um, this one isn't bad. Um, this is probably the only one I would actually like for Claire. Her Noir actually isn't bad. Um, this one I don't care for. I just never really was a fan of it. This one has some interesting trivia behind it. Um, has anyone heard of Resident Evil 1.5?
No.
Yes.
Okay. So Resident Evil 1.5 was the original build of Resident Evil 2. Um, it was going to have Leon, but the female protagonist was actually going to be a biker named Elsa Walker, and this is what she was supposed to look like.
Huh, that's kind of neat.
Unfortunately, about midway through development, the Mikami and the other team and other people at Capcom were like, "This build's going nowhere. We don't like it. We should just do a full restart and try again." And for how far they were into development of the game, that was a very bold choice to do. But they went with it, and it ended up working out. And it is nice that the remake honors that legacy of Resident Evil 1.5 with Elsa Walker. One thing I will say about Ada, I did like what they did with her in this game. Instead of making her a civilian looking for her husband, they made her an FBI agent, so it gives Leon less reason to be suspicious of her.
Alrighty, Zach, after we get through the Ada outfits, I think we should call it there so we can set up for the next event.
All right, sounds
Alrighty.
good.
Thank you very much, everyone, for sticking around. We will be right back with TEP 2, hopefully pretty quickly. And yeah, thank you very much for sticking around. Thank you very much, Zach, for doing such an amazing job. Bravo. I'm clapping. I don't know if you can hear it. It's hard to get clapping on mic
I
over
can,
here.
but I wish the enemies were more cooperative this run, but that's survival horror for you.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Okay,
Right.
Zach, take a bow.